Our first speaker is Professor Hind Lamharhar. Professor Hind is a professor of artificial intelligence in knowledge-based systems, machine learning, deep learning, and natural language processing, and a senior data and NLP engineer. Since 2002, she has worked across both higher education and government, building a strong foundation that blends academic depth with hands-on engineering and strategic leadership in AI. In academia, she has been active in research labs since her PhD in 2009, and she has co-advised doctoral students since 2015. Her research focuses on end-to-end AI pipelines covering data acquisition, pre-processing, modeling, and evaluation applied to real-world challenges, especially in NLP, intelligent systems, and now large language models and generative AI. She teaches AI and data science to graduate and engineering students at top Moroccan institutions such as INSEA, Mohammedia School of Engineering, and Mohammed V University. She created her own business, own course materials, and applied a mix of teaching methods, that is traditional, online, and hybrid, to ensure students develop practical and industry relevant skills. Currently, she is actively working on LLMs and generative AI for practical applications, including intelligent document understanding, retrieval augmented generation, RAG, and AI driven decision support. She led and contributed to projects that explore how these technologies can be deployed in real world context to solve complex problems. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Professor Hind Lamharhar.
Thank you, Kiran. Thank you too much for this presentation. So I share my So can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, good. Where is my presentation? This is my presentation. So thank you too much for inviting me to this prestigious webinar. I am very happy to be there with you, and I wish all the success to this webinar. So my speech will be about toward a sustainable AI strategy for underdeveloped and developing countries in the age of acceleration. So I will start to present my plan or my schedule for this presentation. So here I will talk about AI strategy for government sustainability. We'll begin with an overview of what sustainable government means and why it matters. When we will explore why developing an AI strategy is urgent today, especially in light of the rapid advances in AI technology. We will also look at what makes an AI strategy successful, the essential factors and that supports long-term impact, as well as the pitfalls we must avoid during developing an AI strategy. After setting up this foundation, I will introduce a strategic framework designed to help governments leverage AI for sustainability. This will be followed by a roadmap for implementation, outlining how we can turn strategy into action. We will wrap up some recommendations and future perspective. So let's start with what the first question. The first question is about what is sustainable government domain and how to leverage AI for government sustainability, key concepts and examples. So here, imagine a country like Morocco, where technology doesn't just serve people, but protects us, our land, conserves our waters, and secure our future. Today, artificial intelligence is turning that vision into reality, helping our governments become not only smarter, but more sustainable, more resilient, and more prepared for the challenges ahead. When we talk about Leveraging AI, we're talking about more than just a new concept. We mean strategically applying AI to improve public services, guide better decisions, and deliver real value when it comes our environment, our economy, and our communities. AI enables us to predict risks before they happen, automate what slows us down, and create more effective data-driven policies while saving resources and improving lives. Here are few examples from the initiative launched by Morocco, for example, from the perspective of renewable energy sustainability. In our city, called in Arabic Warzazat, we have a group called NOR, solar plants that use AI to optimize energy storage, powering more than 1 million homes. From the perspective of sustainability for smart water, we have an application that's called Smart Water Management. Here we have what we call the application of AI leak detection in another city, Moroccan city, is Tangi, in Arabic Tanja. Pipelines save 2 million, more than 1 million meter cube per year. We have another plan that is just in our strategy plan for clean transport, urban planning, and so on. For example, if we take the clean transport sustainability, our country aims to, for example, to reduce the fuel use by 30%. But effectively, with the use of what? Of what we call electric bus AI routing. So that was about sustainable governance. But the next question here is, why is AI strategy crucial in government sustainability today? I want to make one thing clear here. AI in government isn't about technology first. It's about strategy first. AI strategy is crucial because we're facing rapid technology change without a clear direction. Public agencies risk fragmentation, duplication, and most importantly, missed opportunity to transform how we serve citizens and how we deliver institutional and sustainable goals. Success starts with leadership commitment. The vision of the mission owner must drive the agenda, or the business owner must drive the business agenda. Then come the need for a strong governance architecture, safe, coordinated, and backed by policy. Without this, even the best idea can get lost in institutional friction. And we can't talk about AI without talking about data. Or clear data strategy is not optional. We need usable, ethical, secure, and shareable data pipelines. Without high quality, well-governed data, AI simply can't perform. We also need to build trust through an ethical and responsible AI framework, ensuring transparency, fairness, and respect for citizen rights. This requires multidisciplinary teams, executive, policy leads, IT, legal, domain experts, and facilitators working hand in hand. So before moving to full deployment, governments also need a safe space to experiment. That means not just a technical sandbox, but a policy sandbox too, a space to test, explore, and learn. Let's be clear here. There is no silver bullet, but if we define clear business outcomes, invest in our data, and create room to learn, we will unlock AI full potential responsibly and sustainably. Let's move now to the fourth question. It's about what pitfalls to avoid in AI strategy development and implementation. Developing an AI strategy is not just tech upgrade, it's transformation of how decisions are made. services are delivered, and trust is built. One of the most common pitfalls is rushing to market. Organizations often feel pressured by vendor promises or of faster service or better client retention. But AI is not plug and play. It requires a deep understanding of its implication. Moving too fast can lead to poor integration and unintended consequences. Another major trap, letting technology lead. If someone comes and saying that here is a technology that will solve all your problems, that should be a red flag. Successful AI strategies start with clear business needs and public service goals, not with flashy tools. A third risk is rigid implementation timelines, when leaders come with the idea of we must launch by the end of this month, or we feel they often overlook the importance of thoughtful integration. AI adoption is not about hitting a date, it's about delivering sustainable, trusted value. And finally, we must avoid treating AI as just another IT project, like with early cloud type or hype. It's tempting to oversimplify. Just set up an account in Microsoft or Amazon and then go. But AI touches on privacy, security, ethics, and interoperability. But AI touches on all of these values. Citizens doesn't care about the technology, they care about trust. And in the public sector, trust is our true currency. Now let's move to the sixth question or fifth question: how to ensure staying on top of the rapid evolution of AI in government. Staying ahead of the AI curve in government can feel overwhelming. Every day, new breakthroughs emerge, new use cases pop up, and the information ecosystem is saturated. The real challenges isn't just knowing what's happening, it's knowing what's relevant and actionable for our mission. Success in this space depends on two things: the maturity of our decision and the maturity of our implementation capabilities. Without both, even the best strategy risks missteps. So, how do we stay ahead? It doesn't always require massive investments of large scale transformation. Often it starts with something simple, freeing up a team or even just one person to explore, experiment, and live in the innovation space. Government is good at scale, but innovation often needs the opposite, a safe sandbox where idea can be tested without the burden of full governance. That's why it's essential to build innovation into our governance structures. When experimentation becomes part of your framework, not an exception, you give your teams both permission and expectation to explore emerging tech aligned with real business needs. That's not a luxury, that's a strategy necessity. We also need to recognize how leadership is evolving. 20 years ago, CIO were focused on infrastructure. Today, with cloud platform and business leaders who understand the digital landscape, the divide between IT and strategy is quickly disappearing. That line is gone. CIO are no longer just behind the scene. We're at the table, engaging on business outcomes, not just system uptime. But to truly succeed, we need a shared understanding of AI. Everyone has their own definition. Government-wide perspective is important, but the real transformation happens at the departmental level, where business challenges are clear, users are close, and innovation becomes real. So let's move to the sixth question: how bridge between AI researchers, IT teams, and policy maker? How can technical teams working on policy modeling make modeling make their tools more understandable to policymakers, especially when these tools are new and complex. When it comes to AI or any new technology, policy can't work in isolation. Success depends on building much closer collaboration between business teams and IT teams. Too often, technology is developed without fully understanding the business need or policy are written without inputs from those who actually implement the solution. The gap creates friction, delays, and missed opportunities. With AI, the stakes are even higher. It's not just a tool, it changes how decisions are made, how services are delivered, and how trust is maintained. That's why businesses, IT, and policy leaders need to co-design solutions from the start. When these groups work together, we move faster, we build smarter, and we deliver technology that truly serve peoples. So now, after understand the pitfalls that can, for example, fail our strategy, we move to another important question, that is, what are the best practice for AI to successful this AI strategy development and implementation? In government, one of the most important things we can do is not start from scratch. The building blocks are already there. What needed is a coordinated enterprise approach. We've clearly seen the value of thinking and acting as an enterprise. That success didn't happen overnight. It's the result of years of work building enterprise decision-making frameworks and shared services. And now, as we bring AI into the picture, those same foundations are more valuable than ever. For example, if we have more than 100 departments, each one with their own AI tool in silos, then we need scalable, reusable solutions that are built once and adapted many times. We're already seeing promising AI efforts across departments. Those lessons must inform a government-wide strategy. This is where enterprise architectures play a critical role. It allows us to identify shared components, design patterns, technology, tools, infrastructures that departments can draw from. And this is not about limiting innovation, it's about accelerating it by removing the need to reinvent the wheel every time. To, by removing the need to reinvent the wheel every time. What we need now is a clear strategy framework to guide AI transformation across a government. One that ensures privacy, interoperability, and trust, but also gives departments the freedom to focus on service delivery, not just building foundational technology over and over again. By taking an horizontal coordinated approach, we not only make smarter investments, we unlock the full potential of AI to deliver real, meaningful outcomes. Here we come to another question. Who and what should the government involve in an AI strategy framework? Developing a successful AI strategy framework in government is about aligning technology with mission, values, and long-term impact. First, we must be clear on our mission and purpose. Excuse me. We need to assess our capability and infrastructure. Do we have the right technology, quality data, and skilled talents in place? And just as importantly, how do we ensure ethical, responsible and compliant AI across everything we build? AI also demands change enablement. People, processes, and cultures must evolve to support transformation. That means engaging IT teams, legal experts, operational leaders, and AI practitioners early and often. By bringing the right voices to the table and grounding AI in purpose and trust, we can build a strategy that not just innovative, but sustainable and people-centered. Now let's move to how we can develop a framework for this strategy and how we can, for example, respond to the value of the government's sustainability. As governments around the world began to harness the transformative potential of AI, we are also asking a deeper, more fundamental question. How can we ensure that AI truly serves the public good? In that spirit, we are actively developing a comprehensive framework for the use of AI in the public sector. This framework has been built based on a big and deep research study that we have started in December 2024. So here we have some frameworks that we have used. Is grounded in international standards, including the OECD overview of national AI strategy at the European Union's principle for trustworthy AI, and we are working in close collaboration with the national team responsible for government sustainability in Morocco, not just to explore ideas, but to actively shape a Moroccan AI program that reflects our cultural values, institutional context, and long-term development goals. This initiative goes beyond technology adoption. It's about embedding AI in ways that strengthen public trust, resilience, and impact. To support this process with clarity and strategic direction, we are drawing inspiration from structured methodology such as the own strategy AI from existing one. It's very rich, ensuring our approach is both actionable and aligned with our vision for sustainable governance. Our proposal begins with purpose. We don't view AI as an end in itself. It's a tool, a powerful one, but it must be rooted in the mission and vision of public service. The first step, then, is to align AI initiatives with the strategic goals of government institutions. Second, we propose strong governance before any implementation. We must define principles and policies that promote ethical use, transparency, and accountability. This is the key to build trust for public servants. The third level is about defining two areas of opportunity. The first one is using AI optimized routine tasks and increase efficiency. The second one is about transformation, reimagining how we deliver services and engage with citizens. Using AI to unlock new forms of public values. And finally, we focus on readiness. A sustainable AI strategy requires investments in people, reskilling teams, redesigning process, and supporting change so that everyone can benefit from this technology, not be displaced by them. In short, our proposed framework aims to make AI work for governments, not just now, but for the long term. Because sustainability is not just about preserving resources, it's about building systems, institutions, and technology that endure and that continue to serve the public good. So, before finish this presentation, I would like to share with you our first workshop that we use to implement or to develop this framework. We have used, as mentioned before, the own strategy framework, which inspired from this framework. The own strategy group has developed a rich, actionable roadmap for this implementation. And in this talk, I'd like to share the first part of our implementation approach. It starts with how we collect meaningful strategic inputs from our teams to define our bold or big vision, missions, and core purpose, all critical for leveraging AI with impact. Inspired by this framework or on strategy roadmap workshop, our method is simple, human-centered, and scalable. It begins well before the workshop itself. These steps are as follows. We have 4 steps. The first step is about pre-thinking questions. The warm-up reflection are sent in advance to spark insight. Questions like, what tools are you using? Where are the gaps? Or what ready for transformation? Responses are grouped into 4 themes or categories: AI training and tools, finding efficiencies, fixing lagging goals, and reinventing our value proposition. Then we pass to identify a team. In our case, for example, we have departments. We can identify a team from each department and sign and some questions. At the start of the session, each person writes their name, department, and rule, a favorite quote, or a word of wisdom on a color coded sticky notes, just to make our workshop with live, active. And then it's simple but powerful way to build connection and trust with the teams. The third step is about aligning the team with the team outcomes with what we already pre-thinking. Using a simple slider tool, for example, reflect on themes like efficiency, innovation, and training, choosing whether not yet, not now, already done, or yes, I want it, we want this. This helps us quickly understand team priorities and tailor decision. So the output of all the 3 steps is to identify some priorities, for example, 4 priorities. And then these priorities we will work on it in the next 12 months, can be in 24 months, outlining each initiative and expected impact, whether it's cost saving, faster decision, or wider public access. This approach does more than collects input. It builds alignment, reveals opportunities and barriers, and creates a clear shared path for sustainable AI adoption in government. Just to share with you, here we have do that for a use case that was for example, we prepared that for 1 month, more than 1 month, for smart water management. So following this approach, we're applying AI to a critical challenge, which the goal of detecting leaks, optimizing consumption, and enable public service delivery. We start by sending pre-thinking questions as defined before to participants, exploring current tools like IoT sensors, team readiness for AI, and so on. The question here, for example, was what are the banners to improving national water efficiency, what regulatory challenges do we face, how could we use AI to minimize waste, and so on. Then we have defined from the perspective of smart water management. We call that DDD, or in English SGD groups. For example, we have some names here from different departments, were defined with some codes. For example, smart mobility is public good mobility, trust in AI, efficiency, and so on. Then each team come with some sign-in. For example, for real-time leak detection, we have do yes or you want it or not yet done. It's in green, for example. Predictive maintenance of facilities also, we have some idea about it. And the final phase was about defining some priorities, for example. that will focus in the first in the beginning of our work. And here, for example, for these priorities, I don't understand very well in this domain of sustainability, but I try to make some study and some research in this domain, because it's very important to understand the domain and where we want to work. So just I want to mention here something is about the pre-thinking questions. The pre-thinking questions are prepared by the strategy facilitation with the collaboration with AI implementation team and some responsible government sustainability units, supported by, for example, facilitators that can be or third partners like, yeah.
Hind, please click on hide, okay? Click on hide.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Kira. And this collaboration supported by third partners that can be, for example, the own strategy group. We plan to call them to implement, to help us to implement it for some use cases. We have a lot of cases. For example, we have the public transports, improve it, energy, and so on. So we can do all this work just from the government perspective without the third partner. Always we need some strategic partners. And also we need some domain experts, because, for example, we have some engineers that understand very well in smart water how we can make, for example, the management of water more intelligent, more smart. So this is based on some expertise, and this expertise we have some domain experts included in the implementation of this framework. So after this part of the first level of our framework, that was about defining in bold ideas, the vision, missions, and the core purpose. Once we done this, we have to move to another level of our framework. Is about responsible AI, why and how. And after this application of our steps of workshop of defining is not enough. It's bring us to the second level of our framework that is very important. Implemented AI across any organization, especially in governments, requires more than just technology. It needs a clear governance policy, not something overly complex, but with simple structures that ensure AI align with values or government's values and our values, protects data, and builds public trust. Here we have 5 reasons why we need that, or why that is matters. First, AI must always align
Doctor,
with...
hello, doctor.
Yeah.
The time is finished. You are already 4 minutes over. You need to wrap up. You need to do the conclusion, the last slide, please.
Okay, I will do the conclusion. So
The last slide. You
I
have.
wish next time I will develop that and more. Okay.
Yes, you have to calculate before. So please, the last sentence of the lecture. Thank you.
Okay. To conclude, AI should never be pursued for its own sake, but rather a powerful tool to advance the public good. Every initiative must be ensured in mission-driven outcomes, supported by ethical governance and high-quality, secure data, and so on. Collaboration is essential between policymakers, technologies, and citizens. AI is not just another IT project, it represents a strategic transformation. Success depends on shared framework, continuous innovation, and above all, empowered public service. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, doctor, for a very interesting lecture.